All right, so we are going to be reading about different cultures and their traditions. And this is a picture of a person dressed up for Day of the Dead in the celebration where this takes place is in Mexico City. And so I'm going to read about their celebration and what it means for some of their for some of the people there. Again, same idea, just getting to learn about different cultures and different places. Some people in the United States celebrate this. So here we go. She looks like a living skeleton. Her face is ghostly white with big black circles around her eyes. She appears to have no nose and scary black stitches keeping her lips shut. Shells pinned to her clothes click and clack like bones. The sound seems loud enough to wake the dead. That's the point. After all, welcome to the Day of the Dead, a time to remember those who have died. It may sound like a sad day, but across Latin America, it's a happy time. To celebrate the Day of the Dead, families often head to the cemeteries where their loved ones are buried. There, they pull up weeds and give a gravestone a fresh coat of paint. Then they get ready for a party by scattering bright orange marigold flower petals in a path to their family member's burial site. There, they lay out a picnic feast as church bells toll. It's believed that the bells, food, and the flowers lead the spirits to the dead on the celebration. Soon, the sounds of laughter rise from among the gravestones as family members tell fond and funny stories about those who have died. Each story brings these long-gone loved ones to life for a younger generation. The party continues late into the night. People nibble on skeleton cookies and edible skulls made out of spun sugar. Many dress up as skeletons and parade through the town as fireworks explode overhead. The celebration lasts for 2 days. Then it is time for the dead to return to the spirit world until next year. Many of these traditions date back to the time of the Aztecs. These ancient people believed that death was not the end, but a natural part of the life cycle. Today, the Day of the Dead remains a celebration that helps keep memories alive for new generations. And some people believe that this is a Halloween. And on the classroom website, I posted several videos. It starts midnight on October 31st, but it goes through November 2nd. So they actually say that it's the first hour of basically the midnight of November 1st. So, but midnight on October 31st through November 2nd. And that's when the celebration takes place. And that's why some people believe that it has a lot to do with Halloween, but the truth is it's not really connected to that so much so. Anyway, this is an interesting article that was put out by National Geographic, and I was going to share the color picture of this one, because it was pretty intense, and I love the art of the masks, and this is what the picture looks like. I love how vibrant it is. It's pretty intense, I'm not gonna lie. It's a little scary for me, but I find a lot of things very scary. Alright, so now I'm going to take my history journal, and I'm going to mark down some information that I learned from this article. So I'll keep this right next to me, and then I'm going to write week 3, day 2. And this is actually from the article Timeless Traditions. Oops, sorry. I have it way up there. Timeless Traditions. And I'm going to underline that. And then I'm going to sharpen my pencil because I just don't feel like it's sharp enough. All right. And then this is the subheading. So the subheading to this article, the main article is Timeless Traditions. And one of the subheadings is Day of the Dead. So I'm going to write Day of the Dead. And I mentioned this in the last post, but I really hope that you guys are being mindful of your handwriting. You should have spaces between words, at least a pencil between each word so I can read it. I mean, if you really need a visual, if you don't know how far a word should be apart. Day of the Dead. So, fact, I'm going to do this first one right here. The Day of the Dead is a time to remember those who have died. It is celebrated across Latin America, and it is a happy time. I'm going to put that. This is a time to remember those who have died. But in Latin America, this can be a happy time. And it said it is, but I'm going to say that knowing someone, being a person who lost my son, when people tell me, oh, this is a time to remember, it doesn't mean that it is the same for everybody. So it is not the same for me. Anyway. Fact. Actually, you know what? I'm going to rate the connection I just made. I wonder... Well... I lost our only son. And I don't know how happy I would be at a celebration. Another question. I wonder how many people are sad and don't go. I actually have another question. I wonder if little kids think it's scary. If it scares little kids. The face painting is very real looking. Oops. 2 words. Another fact. I'm going to say ancient. That fact at the end right here, I'm going to copy this one. It says the ancient people believed that death was not an end, but a natural part of their life cycle. So I'm going to put that one on there. And actually, I'm going to put a little caret and put Aztecs because they reference that, and you can't just say any ancient people, specifically Aztecs, believed that death was not an end, but a natural part of the life cycle. So now that I have 5, which is the goal, actually, I think this one was actually 4, but I kind of got carried away because it was like, yeah, Day of the Dead. 4 is an A, 3 is a B, and 2 is a C. So this is extra credits. I'm going to put a star by this one. But I am still going to keep these because these are still things that I wonder, and I shouldn't just only ask questions so I can get an A. I really do want to think like a reader. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give myself a score for making sure I have things like Latin and America spelled right, because that's part of our score. So you get 2 points for every fact, question, or connection, making sure that we have the punctuation as well as the spelling. So Latin America, yep. Capital N mark, capital I. Yep. N mark, capital, question mark. I'm going to put a question mark up here and then capitalize this T for the ancient people or Aztecs believed that death was not an end but a natural part of the life cycle. Very nice job, Bev. Nailed it. So I get 2 points for each one. So I have a total of 2, 4, 6, 8. 8. If I have more, that's okay, but you get a score of 8. Write down if you want to score each sentence. That's up to you. Oops. I'll put that under science. All right. And I hope you enjoyed that, and check out the videos online.